Welcome to a fresh new episode of Facts, where I answer the internet's questions every week. And today's question of the week comes in from Instagram from Susan Lim. And her question is, my developer takes too long to build my website. About 6 months in and it's still not done yet. What do I do? Well, Susan, not to worry, you are not the only business owner experiencing this sort of delay. It happens a lot of the times when business owners and developers don't really come into sync. And so there's a lot of misunderstanding that comes in. It can be your fault, it could be the developer's fault, and many other issues that could occur in between the development of your website. But of course, I know you're stuck in this situation, and today I'm going to give you 6 tips on how you could move forward from where you stand right now. So the number 1 tip on the list is assessment. You need to assess where the development stage is at. You need to take a step back and look at the big picture and see what developments are missing out for your website. It's important to put focus on the most important pages, such as the home page, the product page if you're trying to sell something like a product or a service, and a contact page. At least to my experience, if you have those 3 pages well up and developed properly, then you'll be able to move forward with business and selling your products and services. So the second tip I'm going to give you is, do not try to be a perfectionist. Now, when it comes to the designs and layouts of your pages, such as your home page, your product page, and any other pages that you have on your website, try to keep things very simple. So in this case where you're trying to build your website for the very first time, try to keep things in perspective and keep your content down to a focus so you'll be able to relay your message to the people visiting your website. So instead of putting a lot of clutter, pictures, and content and creating a page with 8,000 words just to give out the information of a product, try to narrow down the most important information and make sure that information is highlighted in order for you to relay your message to your visitors. So think about it as quality over quantity. Of course, when we talk about the colors, the designs, and the branding itself, try to stay away from the nitty-gritty small stuff which could waste a lot of time and stress you out. Only put focus on the stuff that is a bit major, your website development plan. So the third tip on the list is, try to help out your developer. If your developer is in need of content, try to give that content way ahead in advance, so at least that could be prepped up and added into the website right away. Whatever's missing on your website, whether it's videos, images, or any other media, try to have that prepped up in advance and provided to your developer. This would save much time and be more efficient when it comes to the development of your website. And of course, provide your developer with whatever he needs in order to be able to finish up your website faster. The fourth tip I'm going to give you is planning. Create a brand new plan on where you stand. So if you're halfway through in the development of your website, create a new plan in where you stand, which is finishing the other half of the development of your website. Of course, at the current situation, the very initial plan that you had in building your website in the beginning is not really coming up to expectation. So it's really important to create a better plan, which is the second half of the development, in which this can improve the remaining development process to finish up your website. Tip number 5, of course, if you're developing a new plan, then tip number 5 is coming up with a new timeline. Since the initial timeline that was discussed in the beginning of the development of your website didn't really come through, then you need to create a new timeline, which is part of your planning process in order to set expectations on the remaining development of your website. A new timeline will give you and your developer the ease in the next stages of developing your website. Last but not least, the very 6th tip that I'm going to give you is launch it. Yes, you heard me. Whatever your website is at right now, just launch it. Always put this in mind. No website was ever built 100% perfect, even during the launch. A few days to a week down to a month can come up with new revisions all the time. So in whatever development stage your website is on right now, make sure you launch your homepage, even if it's not completely done yet. If you think your website is at least 50 to 60%, then I think having it live is a really good idea. So at least when visitors start coming in, they could start providing feedback on what could be improved within your homepage. Of course, it is also part of your responsibility to narrow down on what's in your homepage and also have a focus on what you want to relay to your customers once they visit your website. So launch your website, not mainly an official launch, but probably a soft launch. This is where your website could be put into beta testing and be provided feedback in which you could improve your website for the official launch. So Susan, if you're watching this video, make sure you follow all my 6 tips and you'll eventually be able to get your website online and start doing business on your website. I hope this not only helps you, but helps a lot of the other business owners that are in the same situation. Just make sure you take things with your developer at a very calmly attitude so they won't find a reason to abandon your project. I'd like to thank you for watching this episode. I hope this educates you on the topic on hand. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also that bell button to get notifications on the latest uploads I do every week. In the case you'll require a team or agency to build a website for you, don't forget to check out Mediafied.com. I have a bunch of web developers ready to build your website, and we offer the best plans and packages for every website need that you'll require.